but ends up something in suffering. Why? So this is kind of research. This is how you just settle down. Otherwise you want to do so many things, right? So now you should be curious. It is true actually. Let's think about it. So, like, I will stop here now. So please think about it, and then tomorrow we have to talk more about what we call destructive emotion. And then I have to go a little bit near to the Buddhism, because when I'm talking about Buddhism, I'm not trying to convert you. I'm saying, as this morning I told you, that His Holiness make 3 divisions. Buddhist way of practice. This is something only to do with Buddhist religious people. And then second to Buddhist philosophy, and then Buddhist science. So here, tomorrow we are going to talk about the philosophy. How we are destroying our own happiness. So now we have to talk. If you have any questions, please give me questions, and I will try my best to answer. If I didn't understand it, if somebody understands and wants to answer, you can answer it. Okay? Okay, so done for today. Oh yeah?
When Gen Geshe-la and Geshe-la asked the oracle what it was with Tseringma, how does this prove previous life?
Okay. So, did you got the question?
No.
Okay, so this morning when I talked about past and future life a little bit, so then I set an example that what one of my teachers and then one of his friends to some medium, and then asked, they do a ritual the day before, and then they went there, and then they as requested that oracle got in trance and said, I'm the one who you are looking for. So her question is, how does that prove, right? Prove there is continuous life or past and future life. You got it? Okay. So don't you believe if there's nobody here inside this room and I said something, then tomorrow you go somewhere and then you believe that person is not ordinary because you feel like we are saying about something that we cannot understand very well about meetings and then getting in the trance. This is not a normal thing. So saying, whatever you are just saying, that if the person who gets in a trance and saying that what you have told in an empty space, so there is something, how did she got the information, right? So then there's only one possibility now. Either this is somebody's hiding and listening to me, or this is something we believe in, consciousness or the spirit got it, and then now there is some consciousness going through there and here and there. So past and future life, when we talk about it, when this is becomes so complicated because we cannot see the consciousness, we only just feel it, and we cannot describe it very well. And then how we can describe these consciousnesses going there, and it is from the past, it is going to the next. We cannot describe it very well. So this is where we get doubts. So now, as my teachers has a doubt, so they use this advantage because in Tibetan society, some other society believe in mediums and getting entranced. So they took this advantage, and they didn't do it because they believe all the oracles and medium. So they found a very definite information saying that lady, whatever you want to talk with the other deity called some other name, so we request, she will give you the answer. And then you request as a Tserinma to answer, then she will become a Tserinma. So that consciousness, different consciousness is coming. So they thought, well, we should give a try, because if we request Tserinma, that medium wouldn't know, because we are requesting from here. So if there is some consciousness in this room or the spirit, so maybe we will get the answer.
So if Tserinma's consciousness could know what they were praying, and the oracle becoming her, it proves that also that our consciousness can continue without the body to...
Yes. Yeah. So same consciousness. The consciousness is all the same, right? How it works. So this is one way of researching, but it might not work for everybody. But this is a way that they did it, and they are happy. They got their answer.
May I ask something more? Rinpoche was talking about the 10 non-virtues, and you mentioned a few times that you have to do, one has to create very heavy negative actions for them to be a non-virtue. Like killing, we'd have to kill a human being.
Yes.
So if they're a little bit smaller, like killing an animal, is still considered a non-virtue?
Yes, it is.
But not one of the 10 heavy non-virtues?
Not that. Because it's something to do with compassion, I think. Because when you see a bigger animal got hurt, it hurts more to us, isn't it? One ant got crushed under our feet, and it dies very quickly, and say, "Oh, poor animal," and then you just don't feel much there. But then this is a big animal, like an elephant, and you can feel all the suffering there. Then you have to face all this suffering. So there's a compassion, strong compassion. You cannot just look, what do we call it? Just ignore it. So then human being is capable to do such an important thing, a job in this world. Intelligence, that's what we have talked about this morning. So if we killed one person, we are killing one intelligent person. So we stop that, and we have no right to do that. So then consequences will be much bigger. But then I know this kind of debate is coming, so then I said it's related. So even you kill a small, then it's related to the doing non-virtuous, but not considered as the what we call it, 10 virtues, but it's related. Yes?
I have a follow-up question to what you just said. It
Yep.
sounds like human beings are above all other creatures.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I understood from your
Yeah,
what you said.
you got it right.
So does it mean that human beings can do whatever they want
No.
to other beings?
This is really good because the way you just described is many people think same, because if human beings is the most important, other are not that important, then we can do whatever we want. But this is a very kind of like a wrong view, I think, because if you are most important, you have more responsibility, and then you have to take more care about others. That becomes you are most important. Not like you are the king and those are your what do we call it? Slaves. This is past. Now, this generation, that's why we are some people are doing great job about not only human rights, wildlife, they're looking for the animal rights too. So we should think that way, I think.
Yes, for me it sounds like every sentient being is like, at the same level. Killing an animal is no different than killing a human being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then there is a little difference, right? So killing someone who is the president, or killing this just ordinary person. Killing the president is you will definitely cause bigger problem, because of the person. He has more what do we call it, responsibility, or he does more job. This is how we see it, right? So yeah, that's a good point actually. So in one way looking, all the sentient beings are kind to us. They should be always, as one of the in the mind training practices in the Lojong, it says precious, not precious only human life, but also other sentient beings are so precious. I respect them as a treasure, because through this I get bodhicitta, I got compassion, all these positive qualities inside me. I get it from you. But then, now when we talk about 10 noble virtues, so then it's more like that
A difference in the preciousness.
Preciousness, that what that can do to us, right? So this is how the logic works, I think.
But the action is the same action.
Yeah, the killing, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So action is to stop the other person's life, right? So if, okay, for example, you are okay, it's a bad example actually, but I will say it. So you become a hostage, okay, of some terrorist group or something. So then now you have to kill an ant, and then you have to kill one of your family member. So then that time will you be seeing those two lives equally, or you will feel your family member a little above, or the, how do you see it?
Of course, it's more difficult to kill a human being, especially when it's
Yes.
a family member.
Yes. So why difficult?
But what is the difference, like to kill a president or to kill your father? You see what I mean? It doesn't. This is the same action. You take a human life.
Yes, yes. So taking human life is the same, but there is more difficulty for you to do it.
Ah, okay.
You got it? So even he's a human, I'm human, your parents is here, all are human. But for you, you have to save your family if you have to choose. So something like this. Maybe I didn't get your answer, but there's something. Yes, please go ahead.
So the karmic result of killing the president or killing your father is the same?
Coming. I don't think so, because the karmic result is something. The same thing that what you just said. So now the president is something very important for your country. And your father is not important, not very important like the president. His discussion is something very fun discussion. Anyway, so then your father is you feel more close to, and then ultimately you will cry more to do this action. So why? Because you feel more close. Then we talked about kindness. Then we talk about the more near, closer. So, did you get it? Or something like that? Yes.
How do you deal with the sadness according to the Buddhist tradition?
Okay, sadness. So there's one quote by Shantideva. He said something like, is there something to be solve it, and there is something, a way to solve the problem? Why need to say it? Said, there's a method. And then if there is no method to solve, then why to become sad? Because there's no situation and no use of it. So move forward. Even if it's difficult, it really clings you. The sadness, maybe it's linked with the attachment. So you have to go a little bit of this attachment. And then you have to see the negative parts of attachment. So some people make a differentiate between attachment and clinging attachment. So attachment is something maybe saying we need it, but we don't need clinging attachment. So maybe the sadness comes from too much clinging towards somebody. That you have to disconnect the cling towards him too much. So then you can, there could be some method to stop it. And then one time when I had some problem with my attachment, then I went to my teacher and asked some questions. Then he gave a very good explanation. He said, the attachment has three bad qualities. Clinging attachment. So one is, at the first, you won't get what you want, and you will try your best, and you won't get it. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. So then, once you get it, then second thing, no satisfaction. You want more and more and more. And then even you passed with this, the last, you have to let it go. Anyway, then you will never, once you are clinged, you can't let it go because you are so clinged to it. So if you see these three negative as a negative, it comes with, it's like what we call it, comes as one big package.
Built in.
And that's that?
Built in.
Yeah, built in. Like buy one and get 2 free or 3 free. This is it. So if you think about it, then once somebody explains you, oh, maybe you might, you have too much attachment towards that or thing or person. So then you will think, oh, I should be very aware of that. So once you are aware of it, then even you aren't going to cling it, you will cling it very slowly, not very fast. So then, with awareness, you can remove it very slowly. Otherwise, why me? Then you have to cry every day. Why me? Why everything bad has to happen to me? But no, it's not only you, it's all of us. But then you feel like, why me? Only me. So this is, it happened to me, and it's happening to many people. It will happen. So this is, I think you need to be very concerned about the 3 negative qualities of attachment. I think one more, and then we have to stop.
I have a question that
Yes.
somehow doesn't belong exactly here.
Okay.
I have a friend, she's sick and she has a dog.
What's that?
I
Dog.
have a friend, she's sick and she has a dog.
Okay.
The woman that helps her is a Buddhist woman that came from Sri Lanka.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that in her family it's not allowed, because of Buddhist thought,
Mm.
to keep a dog at home.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any basic to what she's saying that you know?
Oh, okay, Shelley, can you just?
Yeah. In English.
Hmm?
You forget the word.
Uh-huh. Nagyorsz. Oh, that's not true. 100%. 100% not true.
That's what I thought, but I couldn't tell it because I'm not expert.
Maybe she really doesn't want to care both the patient and the dog, so she is sending one away. We have opposite saying. We say dog has more possibility to reborn as a human because dog is so close to the human. This is the This is the explanation, or Tibetan explanation. Not 100% true, but close to it. Okay. You can tell I said it. Yeah. Yes.
What methods or method would you recommend to develop compassion?
When we talk about compassion, inside the compassion, we have to focus on suffering. So, whether you are willing to help this person to get rid of that suffering, can I do it? Can he get out of it? And how I'm going to do it? This is a big question to yourself. So then once you feel like I'm doing it, I think I can do it, and he can do it, so I will help him. Then that compassion becomes very strong. Otherwise, we in Tibetan we have saying, when you see some poor dog on the street full of what we call less. What's that? Lice. Okay, you got it. So then they say, oh, Ningje. The Ningje is actually compassion. But that's not action. This is not the compassion. They just try to look down on it. But they use Ningje. That is compassion. That is not a compassion. Once you have a compassion, it's Ningje means put something near to your heart. Something out there, you put it near to your heart. So when you want to hear near to it, then you feel like, I can do it. And you have to experience a little bit about what kind of suffering that other person is going through. You have to experience her. You must be think like, oh, there's a method. I know a little bit about it. I will study hard. I can do it. I will show him the way. So that's why when Buddha Shakyamuni got fully enlightenment, then he taught Four Noble Truths. Then how did he teach? Is something you know this. You should know the suffering. Then he said, in order to get rid of the suffering, you need to know the cause of the suffering and get rid of it. Then he said, if there is a cessation or not, then he said, you research it, you check it, this is the one, the main point. Tomorrow I'm going to a little bit focus on the cessation. So then he said, now once you think there is a cessation, then next step is true practice. Part of, what is that? Not seeing. The true of the path. True of the path means to study, to practice it. So this is it. Today we stop here, and tomorrow hopefully there will be more interesting things going. It's coming, so I'm doing the advertisement now. Okay, so I had a great time. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope I didn't have waste your time. So as I mentioned, if you are going to do a little meditation, so I told you that there's a verse that I'm going to say tomorrow. Remember that. So we are looking for a happiness